this is Kimberly, and Yoga Snack is our bite-sized podcast where Robbie and I serve up nourishing discussions on yoga, astrology, nourishment, and mindset.
We mix wisdom with personal experiences to serve up quick, insightful conversations that nourish your practice and add flavor to your daily life.
Ready for a quick bite of wisdom? Let's dig in. Welcome to Yoga Snack. I am solo today. This is Kimberly, and Robbie's been absorbed in a project that I'm really excited for him, and I want to stay consistent with what I'm posting, and so today you've got just me. I want to talk about the goddess Kali. I am doing a 3-part series right now on live events through Insight Timer, the meditation app. And last week, I started with one of the 3 goddesses. So in one of the philosophies that I study, there's 3 goddesses known as the Tri-Devi, Tri meaning 3 and Devi meaning goddess. So Kali Ma is who we worked with and embodied in the physical practice last week. And I want to share some things about her and how in Hindu mythology, yoga mythology, these are all energies that are archetypes, that the stories are so important because they help us see ourselves in different ways. And really, this thought process is that we have this energy in us, all of these archetypes, and we want to be able to access and activate them at certain periods of time. So we started with Kali because she is very much about the earth element. She's very much about being in this limited body, in this limited time, in these limited circumstances. She's very much about karma. In the Rajanaka Yoga path, the stories around Kali, she's represented by a diamond shape. And it's this encapsulation, like here you are. And it's this revelation of these are your circumstances. You have a limitation. You have a limited body, right? You can only be in one place at one time. You have a limited time to be human, and that these limitations really consolidate and require us to live, hopefully, really urgently almost. So she is what I consider the mother of tough love. She is very much not a typical, what you would think like a Disney princess goddess. Like she lives in a cave. She's got messy hair. She's dirty. She's kind of scowling and fierce. A lot of times the iconography will show her with her tongue out. And she's got like skulls or heads around her neck. And she's normally stepping on her consort, which is Shiva. She is a force to be reckoned with. And because she looks so fierce, I think that idea of her being scary, right? Or intimidating is kind of the point. But just because something is intimidating or fierce doesn't mean it's inherently bad at all. And a lot of times, we think of like in this polarity of like good and bad. And she is not. She's also depicted as either dark blue or black, like the deep soil of the earth, because she is the most fertile ground for growth. And a lot of times we have to call on these fierce parts of ourselves to overcome things that we didn't think that we needed to overcome in this lifetime. Kali comes in the form a lot of times as things that change our life. We could think in nature like a wildfire. We could think of hurricanes, tornadoes, and it's this fierce thing that sort of breaks apart and moves things out of the way in a really abrupt and even violent way sometimes. And we end up standing on new ground in this fresh perspective. But it's not what we wish to have happened most times. So she is the mother of tough love. She gets sick and tired of you saying that you want change, sick and tired of you wanting things, and she hears you. And she is like, I am so tired of you asking for this and you not actually doing anything about it. And she like uproots and changes your life, transforms your life. And it almost feels like an assault. Sometimes I've had this in several areas of my life, certain eras of my life, where I'm just like, holy shit, what have I done to deserve this, right? Because sometimes we take it personal and we think we've done something wrong. And she is the mother of tough love. You haven't done anything wrong. She wants you to be your fullest expression in this lifetime. And a lot of times we are standing in our own way by the way that we choose, and what we ask for is incongruent with our actions and what we're willing to do. And so when she's invoked, it's like, be really careful, right? And clear, because once that energy goes, it is transformation. And a lot of times it comes in the form of ferocity. But fierce isn't bad, right? Fierce is actually sometimes really what needs to happen for change to occur. Meaningful, not just change. Let me say that again. Transformation to occur. Like, you cannot be who you were before because this event happened. And sometimes it can be through heartache, right? A lot of times it's things get destroyed in our lives, the things that we thought were constant and forever. We're going to be there like that always, and it gets changed. And sometimes it's instantaneous change, and it's big energy. But she does that. That energy is done because of a deep love for you, for this experience of life, so that you're not missing out. So it's a big one. When I taught last weekend, I actually came into the practice feeling a little low energy. I had a little bit of a headache. I was a little kind of down. And I think it was almost appropriate, there is this heaviness that a lot of times we want to avoid, right? We just want to be like love and light and let's get on with our life, and change is going to feel so good and I'm going to be so aligned that it's just going to fall in place and the sky will open and the magic unicorn and rainbows will sprinkle down on top of me. And Kali is like, change, actually, you are going to feel this deeply in order for it to transform you. And again, it's not out of being mean or the fact that you did something wrong. It's that you are being invited into this deep way of living life and soaking up and stop getting in your own way. Her domain is the exhale. So if you take an exhale and squeeze all the breath out, there is an intensity in that moment. That is Kali Ma. She is also this space where it's the most internal, primal power that you can access. And because it's so powerful, it's not necessarily benevolent, right? But she loves you. She wants you to be the best version of yourself. And I always say, like, the mother of tough love. I have 4 children and, I love my children. And there are times, though, where we have to get to a place where, like, cut this shit out. Like, show up. If you say you want this, what are you going to do, right? Are you actually willing to make the hard decisions and do the hard things in your life? And a lot of times until something very dramatic happens and we have no other choice to be different, we can't be different. And that's her gift. That's her brilliance. That's her beauty. And she is, man, she is no nonsense. And she cuts through that illusion. And what else can I tell you about her? She's just this incredible force, but it's all out of love. And another thing that she is doing also is she's like, feed it to me. Give it to me. Give me all of the things that you see as limitations, that have traumatized you, that have changed you, that have restricted you from being fully human. And she's like, put it in my mouth and I will eat it and I will use it as food and fuel for transformation. She's like, give it to me. I've got you, girl. I want this. I'm taking this in and I'm going to use this for transformation for you. And it's scary, but it's good. 2020 was a very Kali year for me, and I think it was probably for many people. And that summer of 2020 was probably one of the hardest places that I've ever been in my life. And what I really kept coming back to, one is that I've practiced, I've fortified myself. And I don't mean a physical practice. Like, yes, it includes that. But I have come into relying on yoga as a deep structure in my life, not because it's going to make my life easy, but because it's prepared me to do the hard things, because I want to live fully. I want to experience this life. And that comes with a myriad of flavors. It's not just sweetness, right? That is a flavor though. And in 2020, I remember being raw and broken down. I was having, my marriage fell apart. I had, inside of my own family, my children, I had some massive mental health issues that was really hard and challenging and scary and new territory as a parent. And I had to close my yoga studio down. So my community that I built, that I cherished, and all of that really was necessary, right? Like I look back now and I'm like, I wouldn't be where I am today without all of that happening. And it's not that I wanted it to happen, but it was necessary. And in order for my practice to uphold me during that, it just reaffirmed to me that the path that I'm on is right for me. And what I mean by that too is, life is hard. And there's a saying, I think I've mentioned this in one of the other episodes. Patabi Joyce said, practice, all is coming. All is coming. And, maybe we think it's like unicorns and butterflies and I'm going to practice and all my dreams are going to come true. But the reality of it is he's like, practice, all is coming. You need to fortify yourself. You have to learn how to be strong and to stay the course and to show up with integrity in your life. At least that's my calling. That's my dharma. And that's what has really transformed me. And so, I've been sober for quite a few years. And I always say, like, in that 2020 episode, like, man, if I was going to drink or if I was going to, smoke a joint or I was going to check out at some way, like that would have been the time. And it was so hard. It was so raw. It was so difficult that it actually probably everybody around me and even myself, I would have given myself permission to like check out, but I decided to stay in it. I decided to stand in it and to feel the things that I didn't want to feel, but were being offered up as an avenue for transformation. So what I'd like to offer you with this archetype of Kali, of these stories of this energy that resides inside of you is that hard doesn't mean you're messing up and doing things wrong. A lot of times that depth and that heaviness and those raw places where everything gets stripped away, we're being planted, not buried, but planted in that deep, dark, rich soil of the earth. Remember, that's another way that we represent Kali. And in that deep, dark place, there is nourishment. There is fruitful darkness that is going to help you grow and expand and transform and bloom into this next iteration. Because we all deserve to experience this short, precious life, I think, with depth and with truth in our own experience, through our own perception. So the other thing that is interesting, I think, to observe is the new moon is also representing Kali. So when the moon is not visible, right, there's still a moon. There's still the moon is still there. You just can't see it. And in that place, we pause and we go inside and we start to really turn into the depths of our heart and listen carefully and deeply as to what it is that we need to truly hear in order to become the next iteration. So she is fierce, fierce energy. What else can I share with you? I have a really favorite book that I've pulled from. I'm going to read something from it. This is what I read at the end of my class. And that class, hopefully I'll be able to screen record it and get it up on YouTube. I had a lot of people after that class going like, wow, that was really powerful. And I'm always really humbled because when I teach yoga, I'm actually channeling. And I've started to really embrace and understand that. Like, yes, of course, it's coming through this vehicle of Kimberlea Smarr. And I have studied, I've trained, but what it's done is it's given me access to some of these rich, deep archetypes and understanding that I get to channel now when I teach. And when I'm plugged into that, it really is special. So the class that we did on Saturday was really special. And I'm hoping to get that up on YouTube. I can figure that out. But the book that I love so many books. We talked about book club last time with my friend Laura, who was on. It's called Rise, Sister, Rise. And if you're not watching it, I'm showing you the book right now. It's by Rebecca Campbell, who is just stunning. And it's been a staple in reading for me and for transformation. But I want to read to you, it's from Rise Sister Rise, page 195. It's called Dark Mother Kali Ma. And this really encapsulates it. And this is what I'll leave you with today. So, Dark Mother Kali Ma, thank you for rocking me and my foundations when my soul cried out for a way out. Thank you for stubbornly burning down the tower when I did not choose to leave on my own. Thank you for continuing to rip away all the layers of protection, so I had no choice but to stand naked as I am. Thank you for sending in wave after wave so that I know with conviction I can ride whatever comes my way. Thank you for serving up those who did not see me, so that I was forced to truly see myself. Thank you for recruiting the haters so that I could learn to cherish and love myself. Thank you for sending those who would never understand me so that I was forced to know and trust myself. Thank you for delivering ones who overlook me so I could discover how much I have to share. Thank you for continuing to catch me off guard so I can see all the ways I attempt to protect myself from life. Thank you for loving me so ferociously, no matter how much I screamed and kicked. So good. Yeah, good stuff. One more thing that I'll leave you with. I know I said that would be the last, but the Mudra for Kali Ma, if you're not watching this, I'll try to describe it the best I can. But if you take both hands and you interlace your fingers, and then you take your pointer fingers and straighten them and tap them together. It's like you have a little steeple, and the other fingers are interlaced. And then your thumbs, you'll notice, are crossed in the back there, and your left thumb is on top of your right thumb. This is the Kali Ma Mudra. And the sound of Kali is Kleem, and it comes from the back of the throat, that K-L-E-E-M, if we spell it phonetically. So Kleem. And something that you can do is you can chant and recite Kleem, 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 whether outside or inside, to really channel and invoke that fierce energy. Because even in life, sometimes we need to show up as Kali Ma. She's not coming in to transform us. We need to show up and be fierce and like, no, you don't. Remember, she's the boundary. She is that encapsulation of your life, right? These limitations. And you also need to declare your limitations in life sometimes as well. So not only does she come in to transform you, you also can call upon her to create solid, meaningful boundaries in your life. So I hope that's helpful. I will follow up with 2 more goddesses, Saraswati and then Lakshmi. And if this was meaningful to you, please share it. Please like and comment. That actually really means a lot. And follow Yoga Snack. And I hope to hear you in the comments below about what you're learning and how maybe this shows up for you. So I thank you so much for being in this community with me, and that we continue hopefully to build and stay connected. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.